and Louis Money.
Yep.
Like, just putting in work with this character. Like, everybody's really like, oh, she's not gone.
So,
I was wondering if people were starting to feel it, too. Like, you know, maybe she's starting to disappear a bit from the meta, but nope, not at all.
You hear the energy picking up in the background. This is our first inter-Florida match. And so this is where things get really fascinating. Because when it's Florida versus an outside, when it's Florida versus an outside opponent, it's one of those things where like, oh man, this is going to be like everybody's behind it. But when it is region versus region,
so it seems like the name is actually Krill now, but
yes,
but
it is G's. The important one is I was right on G's.
You were correct on G's, but like with this matchup here, like I mean, you like you were just saying, literally as soon as the match started going through the crowd, literally everybody in the crowd going G's, like because they're getting amped up to get ready to see this play. Which in this matchup, basically the main win condition is try to get rid of Terry pre-100 if you can. If not, keep him off stage because you do not want to deal with Go Meter at all in center stage, especially on PS2 because he can platform camp. He can also hide under the platforms to force you to come to him. Now, though, he's got to deal with a pretty reactable recovery at the ledge.
I feel pretty strongly. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think G's has probably got one of the better neutrals in as far as the North Florida players, and to an extent in Florida as a whole. I think G's is a super strong player, so I'm interested to see how Krill reacts to what is going to be a lot of back air pressure now.
Yeah, but as you should here, too, because the back air is just going to beat out the checks on aerials, especially when you try to get aggressive off ledge. One of the things that can come into factor, though, it's been a while since we've had a major. So the fact, oh, there you go. That age-old tricks on how you control people at ledge, using down tilt and then forcing them to roll. There's the Nair, pushes him deep off stage. He should be able to find this back air. As he finds it on the high recovery, there's nothing you can do about that. That was a great coverage from G's.
The back air on the power dunk there, knowing exactly when he was going to pull the trigger on that option. And now, holding on the jabs, you're going to fall out of the power dunk.
That is a matchup knowledge check right there. If you are not doing that, the Terrys will take advantage of that the whole time. That should take it out on the power dunk. No, good GI coming in from G's.
Not enough rage, and that's kind of one of the tough parts, right? Like, you have to be at certain percentages for Terry stuff to really be effective, because otherwise this happens, because you're trying to still find something like that with your down tilts or your jabs. You have some pretty easy win conditions. It's just getting to them is the problem. Now, no jump, and you're gone. You're gone. See you later.
Simplicity is key. Do not do anything complicated there. Use your back air to beat out any challenges that he does, because no matter what, even if you trade, he is now deep off stage. He's not making that back a majority of the time because his recovery is not that great.
It's a pretty linear, like you're either going horizontally or going vertically. There's not a lot of angles to it. You can't really approach with too many diagonals unless you're going for like power dunk, but even then that's super limited. So really great stuff there from G's. Obviously familiar with the matchup already.
Yeah, I want to see how Krill adjusts, because the main thing here is you're getting pushed really hard at disadvantage. That's the problem with Terry in general. So what do? You need to start trying to slowly work your way up, much like what he's doing right now, actually. Play more footsie-based game. Play in mid-range. Wait for G's to overcommit, because G's has been pretty aggressive even with the lead. You can take advantage of that unless G's recognizes it and starts to actually camp you, but it doesn't look like that's his game plan.
Good grab there. He just goes for the empty footstool. I assumed he was going to go for the nair down in the blast zone.
Okay, all right. Yeah, decided not to commit to it. I think he was looking for maybe a jump away there, but still not enough. Here at the ledge, like this. Yeah, you got caught slipping, but he's not dead just yet.
So good. Empty hop dash attack there.
All right, what do you do about the ledge here? He just went for roll last time, so he tries to cover it. Back throw, the immediate punish on the bus duel. Why did you press a button there?
Again. Just knew when the buttons were happening. Now, should Krill have hit that button in the first place? No.
Now, granted, I'd like to take a look back if I could, because I couldn't tell. I actually didn't recognize whether Krill lost his jump or not. So if you had a jump there, usually the play is the explosive flame comes out, they force you to jump or they force you to air dodge, and then you deal with the back air or the nair after.
Right.
But like, he just literally put his hand on the stove. Touch the explosive flame. We learn this lesson as kids going here into game 2. I think G's played incredible in that match and simplified it in the way that you should against Terry.
He really just ran across mid-stage and grabbed.
That's actually wild, because you don't normally do that against the FGC-based characters. They got way better buttons than you up close most of the time. And now he's using his double jump a lot in these spots. You're forced to air dodge. Now you're not making that back.
That was just clinical. 19 seconds. Open and shut case. Now we're going to use this platform cancel to say, hey, I'm going to reset until your until your invincibility's gone, and then we're going to see if you can beat me in neutral. And G's feels pretty confident.
Exactly, and this is exactly what G, like, it's going to be frustrating, but G's is doing exactly what he needs to do to deal with this. Oh, that's your jump. There's your jump. Now you're forced to recover in that spot. Good high recovery that time.
Good power down.
Which actually makes sense because every other time G's has gone for a high recovery punish, so Krill decided, you know what, there's no way you see this again, right? That, or he just decided to do it, and G's gave him too much respect.
Literally said, I don't give a damn about your go. I'm going to run across stage and just go for this grab. BRB.
Okay, that's a lot of damage. That like, we haven't really seen capitalization off a Go Meter yet. That should take, oh,
yep,
missed
that's
out.
Not true. That's not true.
I'm surprised you just didn't go for like power dunk again just to get the damage on, but that is, once again, he just keeps hovering just above ledge, and Jesus just capitalizing on it over and over again.
That's on that right there. That's something I was expecting to see a lot more of. Terry's can space so well with just that tip, the real tip of that jab or that fair there, and it would be pretty helpful in this matchup in general, just to kind of counteract some of those bigger hitboxes. And just until now, it almost feels like he didn't even realize, oh man, this is a good option.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have been doing this earlier.
It's one of those things too, where like now that you're so deep, like you're so behind, it makes it harder to think about those because you're trying to just find anything that works. Now, Terry and Go Meter, normally I'd say, hey, 103%, got rage, can definitely make a comeback. I'm not one to normally count things out. You know me, I'm an eternal optimist. But like, you have to, literally that 5 minutes, you have to play perfect from this point forward.
See, I, on the other hand, have a apartment on Sesame Street. I am the count, and I am literally counting him out right now. 1 stock, ah. 2 stock, ah.
Oh my God! Like,
why didn't you sub smash?
Right, you need to count your
3
losses right now. Oh my
ah.
goodness! Like after that very beginning of the game, you could saw G's got like, it seemed like G's was kind of like working off like the not necessarily the nerves, but like the rust, like the beginning of the day play. Like I haven't really like cleaned it up yet. As soon as that first stock was gone,
lights out.
It was just,
dude. Jesus is so good. I mean, if you don't know, now you know. North Florida, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Gainesville, everybody super talented up there. Jesus is one of the better players, man. It just happens, you know. And you know, when you have someone with extreme fundamentals and extreme neutral, and they get a character like Palu on their hands, super helpful.
It really is. Like, and if you're like playing in a matchup like that and you're struggling with it, watch the way that G's broke it down, because literally G's have forced them to ledge.